National Waste Prevention Programme and administered through the EPA. The programme has been in existence for almost 10 years. My organisation, which is Clean Technology Centre, which we're based in CIT, we've been running the programme for the last 5-6 years. Sorry, no, it's slipping up. So basically this is a free service to business where we will assist business to be more resource efficient. And we're focusing on energy, obviously, water, waste, and over the years we've established lots of indicators and metrics, and the big figure is we've identified savings of 8.75 million for Irish businesses. One of the services we provide is a free on-site visit, and the average savings that we have identified for the companies that we visited in the last 5 years is 37,000 euros. That's a lot of money if you look at the average amount of savings per company visited. By the way, this service, as I said, is free of charge, so not bad to have somebody from the green business come on site, identify 37,000 euros worth of savings. So I suppose green business operates on a number of levels. We have the on-site visits, but we also provide assistance through our website and through dissemination materials. And we have a stand at the far side of the arena here. If you go to the very far side, over to that corner, we have a table with lots of literature if you want to go there after to pick up some of the many guides that we produce. Just on following up on the on-site visits. I'll just give you an example of one of the companies that we would have visited in the last year. It's a tooling and manufacturing company in County Galway. They have 200 people, and they called us in to have a look at their process to see could we identify any opportunities. Okay, so the first thing, and this is the most common change we would identify in any business, is change your lights. Move away from the expensive, even these lights here, these fluorescent tubes. While they might have been efficient a number of years ago, nowadays LED is the only way to go. You need to have LED to be the most efficient type of lighting. Because LED lights use 80% of the energy, which is light, not heat. Turn it on its head, if you have a tungsten bulb, 80% of the energy goes in, comes out as heat. That's a complete waste of energy. So, lighting upgrade 42,000, I'm going to go through this quickly. Switching off equipment, this is a really interesting one. We asked the operators in the plant who use these tooling devices to turn off the machinery when they weren't using it. And the management developed a traffic light system where any piece of machinery with a green light can be turned off at any time, especially during breaks and change of shift and overnight, etc. Any piece of machinery with an orange light, you had to check with management, and any piece of machinery with a red light, you could never turn off. So they had a system in place to turn off equipment. They saved 25,000 euros in electricity in 1 year by doing this. 25,000 euros. Waste segregation, 10,000 euros saving. Looking at the way they were cutting their metal parts and reducing the amount of, improving the efficiency of the cutting system, another saving 150,000 euros. Total savings 227,000 euros. And the great thing about this was there was very little cost to the company in order to make these savings. So the resource efficiency assessments do make sense, do save you money, and we would be advising every company here to take resource efficiency seriously and come up with a program. Now, part of our problem is we can't get out to every business in Ireland. And all of the government services put together, including Enterprise Ireland, Green Start, SEAI service, local authority people, there's not enough resources to help businesses to become more efficient. So what we have to do is provide guidance, online, booklets, etc. And what I want to talk about today is the online tool on resource efficiency. I managed to meet Enda. I don't know if Trump will. Hopefully not. But Enda was very good of them to come and launch the online tree. And the way this works is it's suitable for companies of any size. And we have a lot of small companies in Ireland with less than 10 employees. Over 90% of the businesses in Ireland have less than 10 employees. There's no way we can provide a service to help these companies individually. So the idea is to come up with an online tool which is reasonably easy to use. So it's a series of 25 questions, multiple choice, on energy, water, waste, and EMS. EMS being Environmental Management System. How are you managing your system? And it was very interesting to hear the last speaker about awareness raising, and that's a certain part of management. That's very effective. So, when you fill out the questionnaire, and I'd love if everyone here would take the time to fill in the questionnaire, your company will then, or your business will get a resource efficiency score. You will get an action plan on what you can actually do in your business, tailor-made for your business, based on the actual questions that you've answered and how you've answered them. So here's, for example, a fictitious report, because I don't want to accuse Ferry Carrick Hotel of only having a 49% resource efficiency score. And you also get an individual score for each of the elements: energy, water, waste, and management. The questionnaire is very simple, as I say. It's multiple choice. So you go into the website, you click on one of these. There are lots of the questions that are fairly straightforward, easy enough to understand. So, for example, have you identified the equipment in your business which uses the majority of the energy used? Very simple question. You either have, maybe you have done a bit, or no. So you fill that in. Have you installed LED lighting? Yes or no? Going back to the LED question, just to give you a little bit more information on the C&F plant, who replaced their fluorescent tubes, which we haven't seen here, with LED tubes. They actually replaced over 1,000 light fittings. They went from a 58 watt to a 24 watt, so that's over 50% savings, to give you the same light. So you're saying, okay, yeah, but you've got to change all the bulbs and they're expensive. Not really. They actually reduce their electricity costs by 37,000 euros per year. They also replace the cost of replacing the fluorescent tubes, which you have to replace because they run out quicker than LEDs. And they got an energy credit from your energy company. And this is really important for business now, that if you do reduce energy in your business, you're allowed to get a credit from your energy supplier, cashback. And there's a number of suppliers over there which will talk to you about this. And that really makes it economically more sensible to reduce your energy costs or your energy consumption, because you will get money back, you'll reduce your costs. So there's a 6-month payback for those lights. Not to mention the environmental impacts of actually reducing CO2. So LOL, LED. Okay, then we get on to the water section. And then there's simple questions like, have you looked for leaks in your system? Do you have a water leak? And there's a very easy way to find out if you have a water leak. And that is read your meter. Not once every quarter, not once every week, but read over a very short period when your business is closed and all your water consumers are turned off. You shouldn't have any water consumption. If you do, if there is water being consumed, and I'll give you an example. Stick forward here. Find your meter, turn off all your water users, read your meter over a short period of time, and you might be like the Tala Square, Town Square in Tala. They identified that they had a lot of water consumption at night time, between 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning, when everything was switched off. 4 and 6. And they worked out that water consumption between those 2 hours, if you were to add it up over a period of a year, would cost you 24,000 euros. So they had a leak worth 24,000 euros. They did some searching and eventually found that they had a faulty bulb caught on a tank. So it was broken, so the tank was continuously overflowing, costing them 24,000 euros. Very simple. It cost them maybe 20 euros to replace the bulb. stage 25,000. Okay, going back to the tool. So you're going through your tool, you're answering your questions, and you're hoping to find lots of solutions to your problems. And waste, of course, is a big issue. So are you segregating your waste? Are you recycling your waste? This is a very difficult thing to do. It seems easy, but again, a lot of what you need to do is train your staff to be more aware of what goes in which bin. And even I'm guilty of it myself at home. I tend to throw slightly, which could be recyclable material, into the landfill bin, because the landfill bin is under the sink, and my recycling bin is out in the utility room. So you've got to make systems easy for your staff, because staff are busy and they don't want to go to the bother of having to segregate waste, really, bottom line. But a lot of money can be saved through this. Going back to my company in Galway, the CNF, they managed to reduce the cost of waste by segregating up to 50% of the waste that was being sent to landfill. So they had lots of good materials like cardboard, plastic, etc. And by the way, as you can see here, a ton of plastic can be valued at 120 euros, 150 euros per ton. There's a value in plastic, so there's no point in throwing it into landfill. Now I should warn you that waste management contractors, and I hope there's none of them here in the room, don't tend to encourage you to recycle, because it's easier for them to pick up your waste, take it away, segregate it themselves, and take the good stuff out and charge you a landfill price. It's a fact. So it's up to you really to improve segregation, save money. On to the last part of the system, the management system. Do you have a management system? Are you monitoring and measuring your consumption? And this is very important. Do you know how much energy you're using, how much water you're using, and how much it's costing you per unit of production, or per cover served? In the case of the hospitality industry, we've been doing this for years. We've been looking at the amount of the cost of energy per customer, per sleeper, and it varies significantly from 1.6 euros to 21 euros per sleeper. So if you can imagine this 5-star hotel in Wicklow that is spending 21 euros on energy for every customer, for every sleeper, that's really reducing their profit. So they need to look at how are we going to minimize consumption. And you can only do that by, first of all, knowing what is your benchmark, where are you in terms of efficiency. So that's another recommendation we would make through the tool. So as I mentioned earlier, once you've completed the tool, you will be sent an action plan to your email, pretty much instantaneously, and then you can go away and start an action plan. This particular action plan is sent to you in Excel, so you can actually take it out, modify it, and put in your own suggestions as well. So you come up with a fairly good action plan. Involve your staff and come up with their ideas on what they think you can do to be more efficient. And there's lots of tips as well within the report. So last year there were 60 companies filled in the questionnaire, and these were the scores on average. Overall score 47% resource efficiency. I would have expected maybe a bit higher. That's it. Strongest in the areas of waste, energy, poor on water, and poor on management systems. We don't like management systems generally because they take time, there's paperwork involved, and water was always low on the list because water was perceived to be free at home. So within companies, people didn't respect water. Now water is becoming more respected, I think, since the discussions on charging for water. So what I would like you to do, try 3, fill in our registration form, and I have some registration forms here. I'll give them to you and you can fill them in and we'll send you an email. Alternatively, go to our website and you can click on the tree. There's a logo on the homepage. You click on the tree and fill it in yourself. You can do nothing and don't have a plan and stay where you are. That's fine too. But I would recommend that you start the process of resource efficiency and start saving money for your business to make your business more sustainable. So thank you very much.